In the heart of West Africa, long before colonial borders carved the land into fragments, there stood a kingdom called Zazzau, a thriving trade city filled with wealth, camels, and warriors. And in this land, over 400 years ago, a legend was born. A woman who would rise above every limit the world tried to place on her. Her name was Amina, Princess of Zazzau, the warrior queen who refused to be forgotten. From the very beginning, Amina was not like other girls. While her peers learned embroidery and the art of hospitality, Amina's eyes were fixed on the training grounds. She watched the men sharpen their spears and ride horses into mock battles, and in her heart, she knew she belonged there. Every sunrise, she trained. Every sunset, she practiced again, with the fire of destiny in her soul. By her teenage years, she was already unmatched with a spear, a sword, and a bow. Her grandfather, the ruler of Zazzau, saw something extraordinary in her, courage that could move armies. When he passed, her father took the throne, and Amina's reputation grew beyond the palace walls. They said, "Amina fights like a man. No, she fights like 10. When her father died, the throne passed to her younger brother Karama. But Amina did not vanish into silence. Instead, she became the commander of the royal cavalry, leading hundreds of soldiers into battle and returning victorious every time. Her victories made her a legend. Merchants sang her name across the trade routes. Warriors told stories of her tactics and fearlessness. So when her brother died, there was no question who would rule. The chiefs of Zazzau crowned Amina the queen. A woman, yes, but one whose name already commanded the respect of kings. Her coronation was not a ceremony of jewels and songs. It was a declaration of war. Because Amina was not content to simply rule, she wanted to expand, to conquer, to bring the light of Zazzau to every horizon. In her first year as queen, she assembled the largest army the House of Lands had ever seen. 20,000 men strong, and she led them, not from a throne, but from the front line. They rode across the savannah, through rivers and deserts. She conquered city after city, Kano, Katsina, and beyond, building a vast empire that stretched across modern-day Nigeria and Niger. But Amina's victories were not only won with swords. She was a master strategist. Wherever she conquered, she ordered the building of walled cities, fortresses that became centers of trade and defense. To this day, the locals call them Amina's walls. Many still stand, silent monuments to her genius. She opened new trade routes across the Sahara, linking distant lands and cultures. From gold to salt, from horses to ivory, commerce flowed through her empire like blood through veins. She didn't just conquer, she connected. But power has its price. Amina ruled with strength and precision, but also isolation. Many suitors came to her palace, drawn by her fame and beauty. But legend says she never married, because her heart belonged not to one man, but to her kingdom. Years turned into decades. Under Amina's rule, Zazzau reached its golden age. She became the symbol of unity for her people and a warning to her enemies. When neighboring rulers doubted her, she rode to their borders with her armies and reminded them that she was not to be underestimated. Even her enemies admitted it. Amina, daughter of Nikatau, conquered all as far as the reach of a horse could travel. But like all great empires, even Amina's story carries a shadow. Her final campaign, historians say, was against a powerful enemy in the east. It was there, far from her home, that the warrior queen met her end. Some say she fell in battle, sword in hand, her banner still flying. Others whisper she was betrayed. But one thing is certain. Amina died as she lived, a warrior, unyielding, immortal in spirit. Centuries have passed. The kingdoms she conquered have changed names. The walls she built are now ruins, half buried under dust. But her story still rides on the wind from grandmother to child, from village to city. Because legends never truly die. Today, Amina's legacy stands not just in history books, but in hearts. Her courage shattered expectations. Her leadership redefined womanhood. And her vision built bridges long before nations were born. She proved that greatness has no gender, that destiny bows only to the brave. So, when you look at the maps of Africa today, remember that once, long ago, a young woman on horseback rode across those same lands, carving her name into the story of time itself. Queen Amina of Zazzau, the warrior who ruled the sky, the queen who conquered with courage, the legend who still inspires a continent.